There are stories that sound unreal, but this one actually happened. And the most disturbing part, it could have been a void, or maybe it couldn't. Tonight, we're diving into a case that will make you question everything. This is Surrogate Squad. We are the most watched generation in human history. Every day, you are caught on camera an average of 70 times. Walking to your car, buying coffee, unlocking your front door. We installed these eyes to feel safe, to catch the bad guys. To ensure that if something goes wrong, there will be a record. But what happens when the camera does catch the nightmare and it still doesn't help? There is a unique kind of terror in watching a crime unfold in high definition, knowing exactly what happened, but having no idea who did it. The evidence is right there, it's playing on loop. Yet the perpetrator slips through the cracks, a ghost in the machine. Tonight, we're looking at 3 chilling cases. They didn't happen in abandoned mansions or isolated woods. They happened in apartment hallways, at brightly lit gas stations. Places you've been 1,000 times, the tape rolled, the crimes were recorded. But the truth, it's still hiding in the dark. Our first case takes us to a high-rise in the city. A figure enters an elevator on the ground floor, but when the doors open at the top, the car is empty. The building's security system shows no one leaving the shaft. It's as if he simply vanished into the digital noise. Next, a gas station robbery where the suspect appears to have no face. High-definition cameras caught every move, but the facial features remain a blur. Investigative teams called it a technical glitch, but it happened across 3 different camera brands simultaneously. Finally, the mystery of the shadow in the park, a figure caught on a thermal camera that left no physical tracks in the fresh snow. Witnesses saw nothing. The police found nothing. Only the camera remembers what happened that night. We live in an age of total transparency, yet these digital ghosts remind us that some things are never meant to be solved. The next time you walk past a lens, ask yourself, who is watching? And more importantly, what are they seeing that you aren't? Case number 1 takes us to a place where we all drop our guard. Home. It's 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. Sarah, a 28-year-old nurse, returns to her 3rd floor apartment after a double shift. Her doorbell camera captures her doing what we all do, fumbling with her keys, tired, eager to just lock the world away. She locks the deadbolt. She goes to sleep. But the camera keeps rolling. 46 minutes later, the motion sensor triggers. A man emerges from the stairwell. He doesn't look lost. He moves with a terrifying, deliberate calmness. He's wearing a dark jacket, gloves, and a medical mask. He walks directly to Sarah's door, and then he just stands there. For 12 agonizing minutes, this stranger stands inches from where Sarah is sleeping, staring directly into the lens. He knows he's being recorded. He simply doesn't care. At 3:12 a.m., he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a specialized lock-picking tool, and bypasses the deadbolt in under 30 seconds. He steps inside. Sarah survived the attack that followed, but the trauma is permanent. The police had high-definition footage of the intruder. They had his height, his build, his clothing. But here is the terrifying reality. He never looked up at the lobby cameras. He never brought a phone to ping a cell tower. Despite the video being broadcast on every local news station, no one recognized him. The man who stood right outside her door, caught perfectly on camera, remains a ghost, and he's still out there. Think about how many times you've stopped for gas late at night on a road trip, the hum of the fluorescent lights, the quiet isolation. You're just passing through. On October 14th, 24-year-old Mark Davies pulled into a station just off Route 9. It was 11:45 p.m. The security cameras capture a completely mundane sequence of events. Mark pumps gas. He buys water. He chats with the clerk. He is relaxed. He is entirely normal. But watch what happens when he returns to his car. Mark opens the driver's side door, but he freezes. He stares out past the edge of the gas station's canopy into the pitch-black tree line. The camera doesn't have audio. We can't hear what he heard. We can't see what he saw in the darkness, but his body language shifts from relaxed to rigidly alert. He drops his phone on the driver's seat. He leaves the engine running, and he walks away from the safety of the light, directly into the woods. He never comes back. Police arrive 3 hours later. They found his wallet, his keys, and his phone untouched. They scoured hundreds of hours of footage from traffic cams leading up to the station. No one was following him. There was no one else on the property. How does a man simply walk off the edge of a camera frame and vanish off the face of the earth? What was waiting for him in the dark? The camera saw it all begin, but it refused to show us the end. Road rage is a universal fear. You're trapped in a metal box moving at high speeds, surrounded by strangers. This dashcam footage was submitted to police by a driver named David, traveling cross-country. At first, it just looks like a reckless driver. The black SUV up ahead is weaving. David does what any of us would do. He tries to put distance between himself and the danger, attempting to pass. But this wasn't reckless driving. It was a trap. The SUV intentionally forces David off the road. The dashcam captures the terrifying moments that follow. The driver of the SUV steps out, wielding a heavy tire iron. He approaches David's car, completely unbothered by the headlights illuminating him. He begins smashing the driver's side window. David is trapped, fumbling to put his car in reverse, but the mud on the shoulder has him stuck. And then, something inexplicable happens. The attacker stops mid-swing. He looks down the dark highway behind David's car. The dashcam catches his expression turning from rage to absolute panic. He sprints back to his vehicle and floors it. David survived. He had the entire terrifying ordeal on crisp 108p video. But when police reviewed the footage, the nightmare worsened. The SUV's license plate had been intentionally obscured with wet clay. The attacker's face was partially shielded by the glare of the headlights. Despite having a crystal-clear video of an attempted murder, the police hit a dead end. They never found the SUV, they never found the man. And worst of all, they never figured out what scared the attacker away. We place so much faith in technology. We believe that if we can see something, we can understand it. If we can record it, we can solve it. But these cases prove that a camera is just a mirror. It shows us the monster, but it doesn't slay it. It leaves us with the agonizing reality that the people who did these things went home, washed their hands, and went back to their lives. They could be standing behind you and lying right now. And the cameras watching you both wouldn't make a difference. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Stay safe out there, because even when the camera is rolling, you're still on your own. If this story made you think or even just gave you chills, make sure to leave a like. And subscribe for more true crime and what-if stories. Because sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that actually happened. See you in the next video. The end. Watch more.